The wind does not roar here, it presses. A constant invisible weight pushing against your body, your lungs, your thoughts. The temperature is minus 50 degrees Celsius. At this, cold sound behaves differently. Metal becomes brittle. Skin burns faster than fire. And still, there is movement. A door opens. Footsteps crunch across frozen ground. Smoke rises slowly from a chimney, bending sideways under an unforgiving sky. By every biological rule, no human body should function here. And yet, people live. This is not a story about comfort. It is not a story about prosperity. This is a story about the places on Earth where nature makes its final argument against human existence, and where humans stubbornly remain. For most of our species' history, survival meant staying close to mercy. Warmth, water, food that grew without a fight. Civilizations emerged where the land was generous. River valleys, fertile plains, temperate coasts. Places where winter was a season, not a sentence. So, when we look at the coldest regions on Earth, places buried under snow, locked in ice, stripped of sunlight, it feels like a contradiction. Why would anyone go there? The answer unfolds slowly, and it begins with Siberia. Siberia is not a country. It is a continent disguised as one. Stretching from the Ural Mountains to the Pacific Ocean, it covers nearly 11 million square kilometers. Forests freeze solid. Rivers stop flowing. The ground itself hardens into permafrost. Soil frozen year after year, century after century. In winter, the sun barely climbs above the horizon. Darkness arrives early and lingers, and yet towns exist. Not camps, not temporary shelters, permanent human settlements. In places like Oymyakon, Verkhoyansk, and Norilsk, the cold is not a visitor, it is law. Here, temperatures fall so low that exposed skin can freeze in under a minute. Breath crystallizes in the air. Spit freezes before it hits the ground, and life adjusts. Cars are left running all night, engines humming through the darkness, because turning them off could mean losing them forever. Pipes are routed above ground, wrapped in insulation, because burying them would be pointless. The earth is too hard to dig. Children walk to school bundled in layers that make them look almost unreal, their faces barely visible behind scarves and fur-lined hoods. To outsiders, it looks insane, but to the people who live here, it is simply winter. So, how did humans end up in a place like this? Not by accident. In the early modern period, Siberia was not seen as a frozen void. It was seen as a frontier. Russian expansion eastward in the 16th and 17th centuries was driven by fur, soft gold that could finance an empire. Trappers, traders, and soldiers pushed deeper into the cold, establishing forts along rivers that froze solid every winter. Later, Siberia became a tool of punishment and control. Every movement mattered. Every mistake was punished. Then others arrived. In the late 10th century, Norse settlers followed Eric the Red to Greenland's southwestern coast. They brought cattle, sheep, European farming methods, and the belief that land could be tamed. At first, the colonies survived, but Greenland did not change for them. The climate cooled. The Little Ice Age crept south. Sea ice blocked trade routes, crops failed, livestock died. The Norse settlements vanished, the Inuit remained. If Siberia represents endurance and Greenland represents adaptation, then Antarctica represents something else entirely. Obsession. Antarctica is the most hostile place humans have ever set foot. There is no native population, there never was. And yet, humans go there anyway. Here, survival is not about building a life. It is about expanding human understanding. Humans do not stay because it is easy. They stay because meaning forms where struggle is shared. history is not only written in warm, forgiving places. Sometimes it is written in ice. Under the Tsars, and later the Soviet Union, exile was weaponized. Dissidents, criminals, and prisoners were sent into the cold, not always to die, but often to disappear. Then came industrialization. The Soviet state discovered that Siberia was rich in coal, nickel, oil, and gas. Entire cities were built from nothing, placed directly atop frozen ground. Workers were brought in by force or by promise. Some planned to stay temporarily. Many never left. Because once children are born, once graves are filled, once memories are anchored to a place, leaving is no longer simple. Today, smoke rising from a Siberian chimney is not just heat. It is evidence of endurance layered over generations. But Siberia is not the only frozen edge where humans made a stand. Far to the north, across icy seas, lies Greenland. From above, Greenland looks empty, white, silent, an island locked in ice. More than 80% of its surface is covered by glaciers. The interior is so hostile that even today it remains largely uninhabited. And yet, humans have lived here for over 4,000 years. The Inuit did not conquer Greenland. They adapted to it. They learned the language of ice, the way it cracks, shifts, and sings under pressure. They learned how snow, packed correctly, becomes insulation rather than exposure. In a land where agriculture was impossible, knowledge became survival.